A very good evening to you all. You're joining us on Prime TV News. I'm Dilani Jaitilaka. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Entire country gears to commemorate Vesak. Prime Minister emphasizes that the country does not require a Sharia university. Public are called upon to strictly abide by regulations. India supports Sri Lanka to end terrorism and its development. US President unveils merit-based immigration policy plan. Now for news in detail. The entire country is geared to commemorate Vesak, the thrice blessed day. Our correspondents reported that people in many areas, irrespective of their religion, are preparing to commemorate the birth, enlightenment and the passing away of the Buddha, even though the pain of the Easter terrorist attack has not passed away. It was witnessed as to how the people in Colombo were getting ready for the Vesak festival with keen enthusiasm. Noteworthy is the increasing demand by the people for local Vesak decorations instead of foreign imported Vesak products. Many main towns in the estate sector are seen colourfully adorned with Vesak decorations. Buddhist flags and Vesak lanterns are on display in shops. It is in this manner how the Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities have joined in commemorating Vesak. The Sinhala youth have joined their hands with the Muslim youth for Vesak decorations in the Balangoda town. The Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim youth have made arrangements to implement various programs tomorrow and the day after. An exposition of sacred relics commenced at the Tissamaharama Vihara in Kankasanture yesterday in view of Vesak Poya. The exposition will continue until tomorrow. This spin-comer is organized with the participation of all communities under the guidance of Jaffna Commander Major General Darshana Hettiarachchi. Arrangements have been finalized for the conduct of a Bodhi Puja Pinkama near the Bodhiya at Temple Trees in view of the Vesak festival. It will be held on Vesak full moon Poya day under the auspices of the Mahanayaka Theras of the three Nikayas. In the meantime, the Vesak zone that is being held on Vesak full moon Poya day every year centering the Temple Trees has been cancelled. This decision has been in memory of those who lost their lives and those who sustained in the Easter Sunday attack as well as the security situation of the country. These details surfaced at a media conference held at Temple Trees. The Venerable Aban Valanyana Lokathera of the Sedavatta Viherogada Purana Rajamaha Vihara said that the Prime Minister has made all arrangements to hold a Bodhi Puja Pinkama with the participation of the Mahanayakas of the three Nikayas at the Bodhiya in Temple Trees. The Prime Minister has invited 100 Buddhist monks for this Pinkama. They hope to bestow merits on all war heroes who have sacrificed their lives, invoke blessings on the sick, bestow merits on all those who died in the Easter attacks, invoke blessings on all those injured in the attacks, and invoke blessings on the entire nation. He said that all arrangements have been made in this respect. Attorney Sudarshana Gunawardana, former Director General of Government Information Department, mentioned that when the Prime Minister met the committee yesterday under the aegis of the Mahasangha, announced that an open invitation will be made to all the people to participate in this Pinkama. As such, on behalf of the Prime Minister, he called on the people to come attired in white. By doing so, they will not only be commemorating Vesak, but also be geared to go forward bringing normalcy to the country. He said that they expected to give the message that they would be subjugated to the terrorists' cruel attempts. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has said that the country does not need a Sharia university. Expressing views to the media after a function held at Temple Trees, the Prime Minister said that according to the University Act, institutions awarding degrees should always be open to all. A special discussion was held at Temple Trees on a bill to control Islamic religious institutions, including madrasa. The meeting, presided by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, was attended by Minister of Posts and Muslim Religious Affairs M.H.A. Halim, ministry representatives and officials of the Attorney General's Department. The government has emphasized that no person shall by word of mouth or any other means whatsoever communicate, disseminate or spread any rumor or false statement which is likely to cause public alarm or public discord. The government warns that any person acting in contravention to the above regulation is liable to be punished on conviction after trial before a High Court or Magistrates Court with an imprisonment of 3 months and not exceeding 5 years. Furthermore, no person shall propagate war or advocate national, racial or religious hatred that constitutes incitement to discrimination, hostility or violence. The public are warned that any contravention of the above entails a punishment on conviction after trial before a High Court to rigorous imprisonment not exceeding 10 years. Any person who by words, whether spoken or intended to be read, or by signs or by visible representations, or otherwise causes or intends to cause commission or acts of violence or religious, racial or communal disharmony or feeling or ill will or hostility between different communities or racial or religious groups shall be guilty of an offence. As such, the public are informed that any act which tantamount be an offence as mentioned would result in the perpetrators being prosecuted. India's High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Taranjit Singh Sandhu, has expressed India's full support to Sri Lanka in her battle against terrorists and on behalf of the island advancements. The Indian High Commissioner gave this assurance expressing views to the media after calling on the Malwatta and Asgiriya Mahanayakas. India's High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Taranjit Singh Sandhu, visited the Dalanda Maligawa and paid obeisance to the sacred tooth relics. He was joined by the Devadna Nilame Pradeep Nilangadela. Thereafter, the Indian High Commissioner arrived at the Malwatta Mahavihara and called on the Mahanayaka, the most venerable Tibbotuave Sri Sumangala Thera, and received his blessings. Thereafter, he visited the Asgiriya Mahavihara and called on the Mahanayaka, the most venerable Warakagoda Sri Gnanaratana Thera, and secured his blessings. Thereafter, he expressed his views to the media. The Indian High Commissioner said that at this juncture, India would be extending its optimum support to uplift Sri Lanka. India would join Sri Lanka to crack down on terrorism. As a neighbor of the island nation, he further said that it is India's duty to fulfill its duty.
India stands strongly and firmly with Sri Lankan brothers and sisters during this period, and we see it, any threat to Sri Lanka is seen as a threat to India, and we will fight this jihadi ideology and jihadi terror together, shoulder to shoulder with you.
It is revealed that a group who had come from outside is behind the damaging of many shops, behaving in an unruly manner in the Gampaha, Minuwangoda area. A group that behaved in an unruly manner, creating disturbances in the Minuwangoda area on the 13th of this month, had set alight many shops. The business community in the area said that the Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities had been engaged in their business activities in a peaceful environment. Owners whose shops were damaged expressed their views in this manner to our correspondent who toured the Minuwangoda area. This woman said that she owned a Sinhala shop. It was with much difficulty she developed it. She said she thinks that a group from outside had come and done it. She said that more than 1,000 had come from outside. Initially, they attacked the shops and a fire followed. There has been no issue between the Sinhala and Muslims in the Minuangoda area. Another woman said that even the Sinhala suffered by these attacks. She called on the authorities to mete out justice to them. In the meantime, Speaker Karujaya Surya undertook an observation tour of the Minuangoda area yesterday. The Speaker said that the security sectors have undertaken a full inquiry in this respect. The Speaker said that there was peace for 21 days and suddenly this incident flared up. According to reports received, there are certain forces behind these incidents. He appealed the people to place their full trust in the forces. Defence State Minister Ruwan Wijewardena has said that some are giving false publicity that unnecessary security was used during his tour of Minuangoda to examine the security situation in the area. The minister said that he toured the area on the 15th of this month as acting Defence Minister in the area without using additional security vehicles. Issuing a statement in this respect, Ruwan Wijewardena said that from the frames published through the media, all the defence officials and the trucks seen had not arrived on behalf of his private security. He said that there were vehicles of higher officials of the armed forces and the police that had arrived on behalf of the security of the area and vehicles which accompanied them. As State Minister of Defence, he had received 10 security officers and 2 accompanying vehicles. But the minister said that he arrived in the Minuangoda town only with 2 defence trucks. The minister said that video footage and photographs secured during his tour had been taken during group observation visit with security officials. The minister added that from the past he had been using only his private vehicles. The United States has reiterated its strong support for Sri Lanka in its fight against terrorism. US Secretary of State Michael R. Pompeo made this reference when Sri Lanka's Foreign Minister Tilak Marapana met him in Washington. The US State Department said that during the meeting, Secretary Pompeo reiterated the United States' condemnation of the attacks that Sri Lanka suffered last month, which also killed 5 Americans, and strong US support for Sri Lanka in its fight against terrorism. Foreign Minister Marapana noted appreciation for US support in the aftermath of the bombings and conveyed Sri Lanka's interest in deepening cooperation to prevent future attacks. Both welcomed the approval of a $480 million Millennium Challenge Cooperation Compact as an important development that will contribute to prosperity and economic sovereignty in Sri Lanka. Secretary Pompeo also welcomed Sri Lanka's renewed commitments to accountability, justice and reconciliation. Many commemorative programs are being organized from the 19th to the 22nd of this month, parallel to the Ranaviru commemoration. Commander of the Army, Lieutenant General Mahesh Senanayake, said that the National War Heroes Day, May 19th commemoration ceremony organized by the Ranaviru Seva Authority would take place at Battaramulla War Hero Monument on Sunday at 3:30 p.m, headed by President Maithripala Sirisena and attended by relatives of fallen and missing tri-service and police war heroes. He pointed out that on the same day, all island-wide religious places, state and private agencies, houses, tri-service camps and police stations will simultaneously light a lamp of peace sharp at 7 p.m. at all respective places in memory of brave fallen tri-service, police and civil security department war heroes. Arrangements have also been made to issue a new coin that portrays the Vellamulli Vaikal War Heroes Monument, where the war for peace was brought to conclusion. The Army Chief added that the first day cover plus a commemorative stamp that displays the same Vellamulli Vaikal War Hero Monument is also to be issued at the BMICH on the 22nd of this month to coincide with the milestone Dasavarsha Abhishekaya. All is set to pay the nation's tribute to the memory of patriotic fallen war heroes in the series of Dasavarshabhishekaya ceremonies. The presentation of the Paramavira Vibhushanaya, the launch of the Uttamachara book and the awarding of the Vishishta Seva Vibhushanaya medal will take place under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. Island-wide peace walks in all major cities have been planned with the participation of commanders of the security forces headquarters. The Permanent High Court at Bar has ordered to summon a revised petition filed by former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa on the 21st of this month. This revised petition has been filed calling for an order to be issued to suspend a ruling given with respect to a case on the misuse of a sum of 33.9 million rupees in the construction of the D.A. Rajapaksa Memorial Museum. The Deputy Solicitor General informed the Court of Appeal that the stand of the Attorney General will be intimated the next day whether the case in the High Court would or not be taken while the revised petition is being considered. Presidential pardon will be granted to 762 prison inmates at a ceremony held at the Velikada prison grounds on the Vesak full moon Poya day. The ceremony will be held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. The presidential pardon for the inmates is granted under Article 34 of the Constitution. It is noteworthy that this year it has been decided that the ceremony granting pardon for all prisoners will be held at the Velikada prison grounds instead of in prisons throughout the island. In this manner, 736 male detainees and 28 female detainees will be released under presidential pardon. The highest number of prisoners to be released is from the Velikada prisons. The figure is 117. Apart from inmates who are held for committing rape, crimes against minors and drug-related offences, inmates who are detained over other minor offences will be granted pardon. Meanwhile, parallel to the Vesak festival, relatives will not be permitted to visit inmates tomorrow. Instead, in a statement, the prison's head office said that this opportunity will be available to them the day after and the following day. This is mainly because of the organization of a special program for the inmates in view of Vesak. The Department of Meteorology has said that an enhancement of showery condition, particularly in southwestern part, is expected in next few days. Meanwhile, the Met Department further said that showers or thunder showers can be expected in many parts of the island this evening. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in western, Sabaragamua, central and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in Uva and eastern provinces and in Polonnaruwa, Hambantota and Mullaitivu districts after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy falls, about 100 mm, can be expected at some places in western, Sabaragamua and Uva provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. The public are called upon to take adequate precautions to minimize damage caused by lightning activity. Now let's have a look at today's exchange rates. That's all we have for you today. Prime News returns tomorrow. And in the meantime, make www.itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. Have a pleasant weekend. Good night.